You are the tamer of curves. You are the master of speed. Where dust is gold, dust is for the bold. Your bike makes gravel rain down to let adrenaline and fun collide. Now it's time to get out, to be impatient, 'cause life is not a highway. It is crossroads, twists and turns, created by nobody else but you. Don't settle. Find your own path. Embrace headwind and make life your ride. Wherever you're going, you are already there. For your bike is a festival of soul. You are my bike. You are inside me. My bike is me, and I am
here in Lanzarote, about to ride a Royal Enfield GT Interceptor 650. Oh yeah! So yes, any of you who have watched any of my motorcycle live review films, videos for the last few years have seen me fawn over the Royal Enfield brand over and over and over again. Get a room, Gary, get a room. I've been wanting to ride one of these for ages, absolutely ages. And today is the first time I'm going to be riding one. This is a little bit different. It's a rental. It's not new. In fact, it's about 33,000 kilometers on it, so over 20,000 miles. So let's see how a Royal Enfield actually holds up after a few years. And being a rental, there's been probably a few hundred hours sat on that seat over the few years. The lady did tell me that it's, she thinks it's 3 years old. It's, I think this bike has probably been on Tinder or Bumble a little bit too long and has forgotten about the concept of what a real age is. Because it ain't fucking 3 years old. And you know what I'm talking about, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, people will be a little bit kind of wary about being Indian made and its low quality and all that sort of stuff. So let's see what a bike 3/4 years of age with over 20,000 miles on, and it has a few battle scars. It has been on its side a couple of times. It's been surfing a couple of times, but I generally, you know when you have these videos and someone says, yeah, so let's go ride it and see how it is. Oh yeah, and yet they've already been on it for about 3-4 hours. I haven't. I think I've done 4 kilometers on it, not even that, from the rental place last night to here. And I'm now behind my hotel at the minute. Overexposed, so you can't even see me because I have the sun behind me. I've got a nice big long trip planned route around the island, a couple of 100 kilometers, so I should get the guts out of it. And yeah, enough spouting. I'm gonna head off, jump on the bike, go pretend I'm a hipster, slobbering on. I'm in Lanzarote, I'm on a motorbike, a Royal Enfield. Yeah, Lanzarote! So what I was saying, yeah, so I've only just left. I'm about 7.5 kilometers since I picked up the bike yesterday, and I only have this helmet. I don't have a full face, so the microphone is sat inside, but I can hear the wind. I can hear the wind beneath my ears. Oh, turn left here. And but so far, so good. I'm really enjoying this little bike. There's a biker just went by there. I kind of gave him a nod. He didn't reciprocate. Wanker. Maybe that's not the thing here in Spain. I don't know. Maybe they don't wave or nod. It's just nice to be on a bike in the sunshine, in 20 odd degrees, smelling the ocean air. But this thing is a nice cruiser. By the way, this camera here is my phone. It's just a bonus angle. I'm talking too much when I should have been overtaking this fucking thing. Start enjoying the day. So far, I'm feeling like a hipster. I'm feeling like a hipster. Did you like the intro? Did you like the intro to my video? Come on, that was good. You've got to admit that was good. I'll probably get shut down for copyright infringement, but you know, let's try and enjoy it while it's still up there. I thought it was good. Okay, why is this idiot slowing down? I really need to get past. There is nothing better for the head than a bike. When the citalopram doesn't work, boys, jump on your bike. Those on citalopram know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah! Got the right side of the road, Gary? Okay. Chat to you lot in a later. In a later. What gibberish am I talking about? Good luck now. Bye bye. So impressions after about 46 kilometers so far. So there's a few different things. Firstly, what I've heard is that the seat, people complain about the seat. It is quite hard, and well, it's 47 kilometers I've done now, and I lost the feeling in me hole about 20 kilometers ago. Oh Jesus. Yeah, it's the seat is hard. After 25 kilometers, me hole was killing me, and I'm already thinking now about looking for a pharmacia to try and find some ibuprofen. So yeah, the seat now, I think there's a replacement seat. I think about 135 pounds. Maybe if you're buying one new, you ask them, can you do them a deal? Keep the old seat, because it's rough. Secondly, yeah, the old suspension. It's a little bit flowery, a little bit wee, a little bit woo. I don't know what I was to expect for the price. Should I have turned right there? I think I should have turned right there. Get on the correct side of the road, Gary. So yeah, so the suspension is a little bit flowery, a little bit wee, a little bit woo. You can tell, yeah, it is a bit budget. But I mean, this is what you got to expect for a budget price. So this is where you're on your own side there, dickhead. So these are the bits where you're noticing where the cost savings have been made. Now there's the thing about these bikes. There is a massive aftermarket segment on these now, and apparently K-Tech do new rear shocks and new front internals, and they transform the bike. I don't know what sort of a price they are. I'll look it up. Hopefully I'll put it on screen for you, but it would definitely be an investment. So yeah, so new seat and upgraded the suspension. The suspension is grand. Oh, you know, it's grand, but it could be so much better. You know, you can have a lot more fun on it. You can feel its potential in this bike, you know, to have a lot more crack. So it would be a shame not to spend the extra couple of quid on upgrading the suspension. There's something that's just a little bit more predictable, if you know what I mean. So now I am in a place, I think it's called Mirador del Rio. I'm just completely making that up. Oh, some guy's pointing me somewhere. Oh, we're doing a bit off-roading here now, are we? Get off the front brake, because the front brake's crap. Rear brake is quite good. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The brakes are shite. But I always say that. And in fairness, yeah, these discs are 32,000 kilometers old. And I'd say the pads aren't too far behind. So I'm going to go up there and turn left. Even though he was going to stop me, but I've seen other cars just go past there, so screw him. Does he not know who I am? Maybe he was just trying to direct me into the car park as a nice gesture, as a purely informative, as opposed to being a draconian knobhead in a high vis. I tell you, my arse hurts. Me hole is sore. Yeah, so not the best of bikes for the arse. Other than that, this is very, very chilled out, very relaxed riding. Because apart from the seat and yeah, the suspension, it's grand. It's everything I thought it was going to be. It's just lovely, relaxed, chilled out riding. Now, apparently there is a big bore kit. You can get this up to like 865cc. So the thing is, even upgrading the suspension and the seats, you're kind of delving into the non-budget arena, if you understand what I mean. You start kind of stepping on the toes of some pucker machinery, namely Triumph itself. It's on Thruxton and Bonneville, etc., etc. And if you're going to go the route of the big bore, yeah, now you really are stepping on the toes of like a 900cc Triumph Money. But this is lovely. These roads, they're nothing crazy. Great tyres. These Michelins. Funny enough, I have these exact same tyres on my 71 Bonneville. So fair play to Michelin. There are other tyres available. I think on standard comes with Pirelli Phantoms or something like that. But there are Continentals which are also highly regarded. But I've had no issues with these Michelins and haven't ridden them before on my old Bonnie. They're a cracking tyre. I'm using the back brake quite a bit because it's better than the front. The front is shocking. But again, I'm going to leave the jury sit on that one because the disc is so worn down. So I can't really tell if this is exactly what it's like straight out of the box. I actually don't know where the hell I'm going. I wasn't paying attention to the sat-nav. It's lovely around here though, isn't it? I mean, whole. See, the corners I don't really have the kind of confidence. I know it's not that type of bike, but you know, well, there are other bikes that can hustle. It'd be nice to have a bit more confidence in the corners. So, some of this 47 horsepower. Not wrong with it. If the suspension was sorted, then you certainly wouldn't crave more power. Wow. Okay, that's daft. We can always crave more power. Maybe 70 horsepower. See, I want to plow into this, but when you're kind of, you see, it's a bit. It's a bit wobbly. Lovely roads though. I am so relaxed. I am so relaxed. Just a bit wobbly and mid-corner, you know what I mean? Just kind of way. Oh, I should have turned right there. A few bikes there. Oh, Jesus. All the fast bikes. Oh, I'd love to have them out here. I'd love to have them out here for a laugh. See if the old Royal Enfield can keep up with them. Bollocks to that. See if they can keep up with the old Royal Enfield. Suspension isn't really my biggest bugbear at the minute. So I'm learning to live with it. But the seat, sweet divine Jesus. I don't even know where my hole is. There's about 72 kilometers in now. And my arse is, it's numb. Alright. I could do with more power though. I know. 47 horsepower is just for the acceleration, if you know what I mean. But it's a budget bike. That doesn't feel budget. Here's a funny one for you. You look at the new Ducati Panigale V4R with the whole 240 horsepower thing. Well, the thing is, it won't do 240 horsepower. It won't give you 240 horsepower out of the box. you've got to spend an extra £6,500 on the full Akrapovic system and various accoutrements. That's the word I'm looking for. Just to get from 217 to 240. So for an extra 23 horsepower, you're going to spend £6,500 sterling just for the extra 23 horsepower. When instead, you could spend the same amount of money on this and get 47 horsepower. Huh? What? Now that is consumer advice for you. Just get a standard Panigale V4R. Don't worry about the Akrapovic exhaust system. Get one of these instead. And then you'll have a combined 260 horsepower. And 2 bikes. Where would you get consumer advice like this? Where? Yeah. Visor down and motorcycle news me whole. This is the advice that you're looking for. I need to get the fuck away from here. The Google Maps said there was some great twisty roads here, but I'm stuck behind a fucking ancient Corolla and another mammal. In case you don't know what a mammal is, a middle-aged man in Lycra. Oh Jesus, me hole. Oh, I wouldn't mind doing that. That would be cool. Look at the road, Gary. Don't be looking at the people up in the sky. The big parachutes. Keep an eye on the road, bye. Look at that. I'm trying to look left to the scenery, but I'm also trying to look at the road. There's a few oil patches there. I suppose just I'm having more confidence in the tyres than I am in the suspension. It's just a bit wobbly. You know what I mean? It's not, it doesn't inspire a huge amount of confidence. I really hope you can hear me because the wind is a fucking buffeting me here now. So this microphone is literally on my lips, so I don't know, am I just maxing out or not? Howie, can you hear me? Can you see me in there? Whoa! Well, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. So bike is grand, apart from me. Oh, I mentioned the suspension. I think it more needs a steering damper than a suspension upgrade. I like the bike though. Tell you what, it's for a bike with 33,000 kilometers, it's still in good nick. Like the paintwork is fantastic on it. Paintwork is lovely. Everything looks, apart from a few fastenings, a few nuts and bolts, a little bit rusty. That's to be expected. I mean, it can rain in a heartbeat here, but other than that, it looks well put together. It still feels very tight. Looking at it now, it looks like a quality item. Yeah, I'm talking shite. I don't know if I'm hungry or not yet. I should really. What time is it now? 11:25. I've still had this bike for another 6-7 hours. Done about 100 kilometers, about 80 or 90. I don't know. The only problem is my backside. The seat really is rough. It's bad. And that's detracting so much from the general enjoyment of this bike because it's lovely. I could always do with more power. The suspension actually, yeah, it's not a deal breaker, but a steering damper would be nice. Just when you're mid corners, just to try and keep it together. Tires are great. Yeah, I'll carry on. So we're about 155 kilometers in. It's just a pleasant bike. It's a really nice bike. I'm really enjoying it. And that's not from the whole Royal Enfield fanboy thing. I am glad it's a good bike. I mean, I rode the the Himalayan last year, the off-road track at Motorcycle Live, and I was disappointed. I wanted to love it because it was the underdog. It was surrounded by Africa twins and tigers and Africa twins And and it was disappointing. So I kind of came into this bike with a little trepidation, thinking, oh, you know, I'm trying to harp on for the purity of this simple bike. It's going to turn out to be shite. But it's not. I thoroughly have enjoyed this bike. Personally, okay, the seats, the suspension. Do you know what? I can live with the rear. The rear isn't giving me a problem. It's the front end. I kind of toyed with the idea that maybe, okay, this could benefit from a steering damper. I think that might be a bit daft. I thought about it, and I went, you know what? Just get the inserts. If you can get the K-Tech, I think it's the K-Tech inserts in the front. I think that will completely transform this bike. I don't know how much it is. I'll look up the price and I'll put it here. I think that will be a solid investment. Get into gear, you hear. Now, actually, that's one thing I have to say is this bike has been flawless for 32,000 kilometers, over 20,000 miles. Gearbox has been completely 100% smooth. It's started on the button every single time. And yeah, you know what? She could well be right that it's only 3 years old. 3, 4, what's a year? What's a year between friends? Because the bike only came out in 2018. So it's never going to be any more than 4 years anyway. Still doesn't excuse all you women on Bumble and Tinder from, like, you know, adding, or shall I say, subtracting 8 years. Calm down, Gary. Let it go. But no, as I kind of pointed out earlier, yeah, around the brake reservoir there, it's a bit shabby. A few of the bolts they've just become weathered, you know what I mean? And it looks like this bike has been sat out in the rain for a while. But other than that, the paintwork, like this tank is sparkling, absolutely sparkling. The black as well, the black paint behind is absolutely immaculate. The exhausts look fantastic. Oh, the exhaust, there is an S&S exhaust system. There's probably a load more exhaust systems, but the one I'm aware of is S&S, the American one, the one that does for Harley Davidsons. And they do a free flow air filter kit and all that sort of stuff. Well, that makes a huge amount of difference to the power. Who knows? But it'll be a nice throatier sound, because it is a nice sound out of it. But other than that, change the saddle, get inserts in the front, and you're grand. You don't really need much more power. You get used to it. I am enjoying this bike. I'm sounding like a hipster, like one of those hipsters. Oh yeah, getting back to the purity of riding, man. So you see all those ads. I mean, you saw the one in the intro. All these beautiful people with their beards and lumberjack shirts. I'm beginning to feel like one of them. Bit too old. I'm old enough to be their dad. No, I'm not. I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying my day. About to hit 160 kilometers. She's beginning to hustle. I'm enjoying the hustle. I'll give it a bit more time. I reckon you could probably scrape the pegs on it. If you got the suspension sorted on it, no drama, no problem. You'd be scraping pegs all day long. I've spoken enough gibberish now. It's a simple bike for a simple person. I'm really enjoying it. I'm liking my simple pleasures. Don't get me wrong. I love me superbikes as well, but there's definitely a time and a place for a bike like this. Just to let it flow, let the day go, and just soak in life and chill. We could all do with a bit more chill. How are you, biker? Okay, we'll chat in a bit. And so here we are back to where we began this morning. Well, this morning the sun was over there, and now this evening the sun is over there. Just in case you thought that I was sneakily just doing all the filming in one spot and then just getting some background footage, and I didn't leave at all. No, I did leave. And my arse is fucking killing me. I have no hole. The hole is gone. No more hole. The seat has got to go. But apart from that, apart from the rest of the bike, spot on. Absolutely spot on. I had a cracking day. I'm about 251 kilometers now. I just filled up with petrol there a few minutes ago. Cost me about €16 to fill the tank. I'll work out the feckin' economy figures there. But apart from that, the bike was utterly faultless. It is such an easy bike to ride. It's so relaxing. It's so comfortable. Well, it's not comfortable because my fucking arse is fucking killing me. But wrists were grand. I mean, that's 250 kilometers on this thing all day, twisty, straight, and nothing. Nice and relaxed, apart from having no backside. What I would do if it was my bike, yeah, okay, I'd check out these K-Tech inserts to check out to uprate the front suspension, because it just doesn't give me enough. You know, it's a pity that the rest of the bike can handle it no problem at all. It'd just be nice to be a bit more assured in the corners. I don't know about the rear shocks. I didn't have a problem with the rear. I know other people get, because K-Tech does the rear shocks as well. Save the money, try it the front first. Get the inserts in the front first. And if you're still having problems getting the rear, I didn't have a problem with the rear. On that, but it's just a lovely way of riding. Just chilled out and relaxed, and I just thoroughly enjoyed the day. I can't believe I've done 250 kilometers on it today. My arse can, but the rest of me can't. And that it's incredibly well built. Apart from, like, you know, just bolts and nuts and kind of the little bits and pieces. That looks where it's been a bit cheap and it's kind of weathered, and, you know, but it is a rental bike. This is a rental bike. It's got well over 32,000 kilometers, or well over 20,000 miles. God knows how many people have ridden it. It's been dropped a couple of times. You know, it's been left out in all weathers. It's a working bike. You know, dismiss an Indian-made bike at your peril. They are hardy bikes, and this stood up to it. There's a lot of newer bikes which look a hell of a lot worse than this. The brakes are shocking. I'm always hard on the brakes anyway. I always seem to be whinging about brakes, but it's these Bibries. I think they're owned by Brembo. I'm not too sure, but they're like it's like a 2-piston caliper on one disc, and it's a heavy old girl. Actually, it's not heavy on the road. It's just lifting it up and back, you know, lifting it side to side. I'll have to see how many kilos it is. So if you're a smaller rider, you know, it is kind of getting up in the side stand. It's a bit of an effort. But once you're up there, you know, it's really easy and comfortable to ride and jiggle around. You know, it's been a long fucking day. I'm going jiggle and fucking, I don't even know what I'm talking about now. But you understand what I'm saying. You better understand what I'm saying, because I'm not saying it again. But yeah, getting back to that front brake, the front brake is shocking. But having said that, I don't know how all the fluid is in it. I don't know how all those pads are, if they're a budget pad. We know that the disc is fucking gone past it because the lip is on it. So that's a 20,000 mile disc. So with better fluids, better pads, and a new disc be better, you'd expect it to be so. But how much better, I don't know. I'll only know that from a new bike. So the jury is out on the brakes. Other than that, goes great. It sounds great. Obviously, I'd love a bit more power. It's just because I'm used to a lot more power. But if you want better power, more power, and better suspension, and better brakes, then you're spending more money, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of this bike. No, I'm glad I finally got to ride one. It is exactly as I thought it was going to be. So, bit of relief on that one, because I have been singing its praises. But it's a bargain. It is an absolutely cracking bargain, worth every penny. If I didn't already have an old bike, I'd definitely have one of these, because it's a lovely way of riding. If you're in the market, you will not be disappointed. Oh, although I do think the only fly in the ointment with this could be the new BSA, because they are around the same price. BSA is a 650, it's a single, but it's a 650, but basically they're in the same marketplace. So, ooh, BSA, you're gonna loan me a bike to ride? Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm gonna bring this back to the rental place, then I'm gonna have a shower, then I'm gonna have a beer, and then hopefully my arse will have returned. Goodbye now. I know it was a very, very boring bike review video. Unlike the beginning. Did you like my intro though? You gotta admit, the intro was good. If this video hasn't been shut down for copyright infringement. Feck 'em. Bye now.